Now I'll make a hat for the snowman, and that'll pretty much complete phase one of this intro project. So click the drop down menu for our parametric primitives. You'd probably think that a cylinder would be a decent choice. Actually, cone works a lot better, and I'll show you why in a second. So make a cone. Once again, just pulling it up on the y-axis, up, out, and away, so we can work on this thing. Let me change my camera so we can see it better. So that's what we got, and so what I'm going to do is change the parameter of the top of the cone to give it like a hat shape. So first of all, let's get in the habit here. Instead of cone, let's call it hat. Okay, cool. All right, the top radius. You can just hover over these arrows, click, hold, and drag, and the parameters change. So if I remember right, in fact, let's check to see. I'm going to select this head here. Okay, his head is 50 centimeters. So that gives me kind of sort of an idea how big I want this hat. I'm going to want the bottom radius a little more than 50 centimeters maybe, or maybe a little less, I'm not sure. And then the top is going to be a little bit bigger. So let me do it this way. How about if I change the top radius to the size of his head, 50, and then change the bottom radius to something a little bit smaller, and you'll see. Let's see if this works. Excuse me, I got a cough. Sorry about that. Excuse me. Okie doke. Instead of 50, how about 40? Let's see what happens. Okay, that's the kind of shape that I want. I want like this sweeping upward, and now I want to like squish this down. It's a parametric object. I could change the height here. Let's do this visually. Remember to like to be able to grab the handles on the parametric object, you have to be in model mode. And I'll be honest with you folks, as I'm talking and doing this, I frequently forget what mode I'm in and what mode to go to, so, you know, I guess it's a teaching moment. Teacher forgets too. Okay, so model mode, now I can grab this amber handle and I can squish this down, and just let me look at this thing, and that looks pretty cool, actually. So what do I got here? I got height of 84. So let me just round that down to 80. That's cool. And note that I never took it off the y-axis. You know, that's extraordinarily helpful. This might be, the top radius might look a little too funky. I'm going to crank down the top radius to 45. So, let's go back to 50. No, it's not. Making a snowman is not an exact science. Okay, let's make a brim for the hat. That one's easy. Cylinder. Grab it, put it way up there. We want it a little bit bigger than the bottom of the hat. So let's see. I want it bigger than his head a little bit. Let me try 70. And then I'm going to grab the amber handle and squish it down, and it can be really thin. And let's see. So you see, I do this for a model like this where you have a lot of freedom. I just do it optically, and then I kind of round it down to whole numbers. I like using whole numbers for my parameters. In case I got a good example is, okay, like I made the head 50, so I got a good idea of how big to make the hat, you know, so I just like keeping things simple and organized, and go on to whole numbers, so, but that's just me. Alright, so let me see here. So it looks good. I'm looking at the bottom of the hat there. Okay, so over here, instead of cylinder, call it brim. And one thing that I kind of touched on is parenting objects. So This is obviously one unit. If we want to move the hat, we'd want to move it as one unit, not have to move the brim and the top of the head at once. So click on the word brim in the object manager, click, hold, and drag, and just drop it right on top of the word hat. And now brim is a child of hat. So if I select hat, the whole thing will move as a unit. So I'm going to set it down on his little head here. And if you wanted to, I kind of like it like that, straight across. But if you want to add some rotation to it, and make it more jaunty, that's cool too. I'm going to keep mine straight across. Now I should have been saving my file as I go along, but I forgot. So let's do Command S to save the file. And that's looking pretty good for first shot. Okay, so eventually this project is gonna expand, and we're gonna create an environment, lighting, and color and texturing. But this, if you're taking my course, we're going to call this Snowman Phase One, and so congratulations, you just completed Snowman Phase One.